Even the location that we descend to here, even though it's called the Skyview Temple by the game, this descent point is called the Forest Temple. Let me see if I can find that sign that I remembered was here at some point. It's somewhere. It might be along the side somewhere. Actually, did I see butterflies up here? There are butterflies up here. Gossip Stone! You know what? I haven't been talking to these Gossip Stones, like, at all. Because they're not going to tell me anything that I don't already know. I don't even think to talk to them. But you can actually get advice from them. And I never ever do. You might remember I mentioned that when we were... right before we headed into the trial for Farron Woods. Let me see if I can find that sign. It's either on this side or it's on the other side. I do not remember where, but it is somewhere. The sign that tells us what the name of this place is, and I don't think it agrees with the name of the temple. Okay, that's supposed to be our indicator as to how we open up the temple if we have no idea how to get in. That was to open up the switch right here. But yeah, you can see we have to go back into Skyview Temple again, don't we? I guess this is where that sacred water must be. That would make sense. So we have to go through the entire temple again? And it looked like they re-locked the door as well. Wonderful. Good news. So we have to break these spider webs again. So much fun. Remember all the fun we had going through this dungeon? And the first time you go through here, you're thinking, are we really going to have to do this whole temple again? Oh hey, this isn't a Gossip Stone. Wait, what are you doing? How did you get here? This is nowhere near the volcano. Or some treasure hunting. Stone guy? How do you know about the Gossip Stones? Well, if he's not going to tell us, I will. Prepare a Skyward Strike against these walls, and depending on what you draw, you can get different kinds of stuff from them. Since I don't really need anything, I will draw a rupee to the best of my ability, and depending on how well you draw it, you'll get better results. I don't know exactly what, like, the most is that you can get from drawing, say, rupees on there or whatnot. But you can draw hearts, bombs, whatever, and you can get just random pickups that way, which is helpful in a pinch. And we opened this up because I knew we were going to be back here. Can also use the beetle if we want to get that amber relic. Because it was right there, I figured why not. But the problem is, they've re-locked the door over there, and there are archers that are going to try to kill me if I dawdle for too long. But if you remember, there may be... I forget which side was the one we had to enter from the... We didn't have to enter either side from the bottom, did we? But they're shooting arrows at us and stuff, and it's not fun. So which way did we need to go in again? I think it was on the other side. Yeah, but you don't want to dawdle too long. Those guys are going to be firing arrows at you. There are a bunch of them scattered around this place, too. Really annoying to deal with, because you can't fire back at them. What's the magma dude again? Right around here? Well, what's around here? There's nothing around here. Although, if you remember, there was a point when we had to go underneath, climb up and around to get back out way earlier on. So chances are, if it's buried somewhere around here, it's probably in that hole over there. You remember, there was another, like, magma digging hole that was there at the very beginning that we just had no idea what to do with. And the one point in this game that confused the hell out of me is knowing that you can crawl under here. I mean, you can do it without the water there, sure, but do you know how difficult it is to crawl into a space that small underwater? You ever tried? It's not easy. But there was a small key in there all along. This hole was there when we first came through the temple. So was the key there all along? Recently? Or maybe he had it buried there from the start? It's kind of confusing. But either way, I don't really bother with that guy if I don't have to. He's going to make it difficult if I don't, but I don't care. And of course, there are more difficult enemies for us to deal with throughout this place. I used 2 sword swipes to kill him there. Interesting. Yeah, but there really isn't anything else standing in our way. We can just go straight to the boss door if we want to, can't we? What's gonna stop us? All we have to do is cross that rope. We'll be able to get straight there. And... Archer guys! Maybe we won't have such an easy time getting there after all. Because they're gonna be shooting arrows at us the entire way. Fortunately for us, we have the beetle. And now that it's fully upgraded, we have the best beetle that we can. So we can... It shot the bomb I was going to use to drop on them. That's wonderful. Okay, guys. Have a nice trip, see you next fall, all that fun stuff. So let's just make our way across now that we've knocked down the archers. That took me forever to figure out my first time through, because I didn't think to drop a bomb on them using the beetle. Sorry, buddy. Kinda did a good job looting all of the treasure that was here before. Alright, see you, buddy. Leave some hearts for me? Awesome. And thankfully we don't have to go through, well, any of the rest of the dungeon, really. And I think I'll leave bombs out because they may be useful in here. But chances are I'm gonna prefer to go about this a different way. You gotta figure there's a reason they gave us a bomb flower right outside the door here. Of course, it's not going to be as easy as just walking in and taking the water. Now, I will try this. It will probably fail hard. Well, try it. It almost worked. So we have 3 of these guys to deal with. Always fun to deal with 3 of them at a time because they're all going to have different parts of their bodies exposed. So depending on what direction you swipe, one is going to work against one enemy, and the same sword swipe is not going to work against the other. So the best approach to this is just patience. Take your time, don't try to rush. Handle one at a time if you can. I usually just handle whichever one's closest to me because it's more convenient that way. But it can get kind of confusing when you have so many of them all at the same time that you're dealing with. But just about the easiest way to deal with any large group of enemies is to try to get them in a line so that you're only facing one at a time at any given point. And that way you can just concentrate on whichever one is in front of you. And then take them out one at a time that way. The problem is... No, for some reason I confused them for the Stalfos in Ocarina of Time, where if you... I instinctively went for that without realizing it was going to hurt me. But if it's just the one, we can shield bash it and not really worry about it. Again, I don't really think about shield bashing, like, at any point at all. Especially when you're facing 3 of them. Because yeah, you can shield bash one enemy, but that means that you'll be exposed to the other 2 that are still going to be going after you to kill you. So at least save it for one-on-one. But we're back out here to the Farron Spring again. I guess this is where we have the sacred water. And no, we wouldn't have been able to get it before, even if we had the opportunity. At least I don't think so. And I wonder, because I remember seeing a ruby up here. But is there anything else in this area that's of interest? Like up here, flying around? Look, such a nice place around here. Such a peaceful area. Bluebirds, come back here. Come back. I will not be denied my bluebird feathers. Come here. Come here. I know I don't have the best bug catching net in the world, but that doesn't mean I'm denied my bluebird feathers. Let's get one more. I think we have enough, but I prefer to get one more. How many do we have? 3. I think we need 5, but I don't remember how many we've spent. The thing is, if any one of these birds spots us, then the blue one will go disappear. So we have to be very, very careful. Alright, that should do it then. Should be good for our bluebird quota. And... man, there's so many bluebirds in here. This is a really nice place to grind for them if you don't have them yet. So many butterflies, too. I don't think there's a Gossip Stone location anywhere in here. There's even a fairy over there. I wonder if that fairy indicates anything. I guess that means that's where our water is. And just like before, make sure all of your business is taken care of once you get that water. Because you're conveniently teleported out. So make sure all your business is done before you do that. And once again, we have to fly all the way back around if we want to get back to Lake Floria. So I'll meet you there. Of course, it's easiest to fly down to the waterfall, because the waterfall is right next to the area we need to go. And that's right back to the water dragon, Farron. So that didn't take all that long. I mean, we were kind of afraid that we would have to redo the entire dungeon again, but it didn't take more than a couple minutes. But here we are, back again. You're a lot bigger than I thought you were. How did you fit in that tiny little basin? Majestic looking creature, though. It's got that old-fashioned Japanese robe and everything going. Not sure what a dragon needs a robe for, but at least it looks fancy. That would be marvelous. So she takes us back outside to the waterfall. You better believe there's something behind that waterfall. If I didn't know any better, I'd say that looks like our next dungeon. About time, right? When was the last time we had a chance to go through a dungeon? Feels like it's been a few months. No, the Skyview Temple doesn't count.